Now, I don't know about every one of you out there, but to me, I thought that George Lucas really got shortchanged when it came to the rise of Skywalker as a film, given that he had so many scenes that he was working on with J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, only for Kathleen Kennedy to step in and delete many of those actual segments of the film and putting different ones in. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing about Disney Star Wars is that yes, we do know that George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni are all coming together as a team to really create a better future for the Star Wars franchise and, of course, a way to reunite the Star Wars fandom. After all, the fandom is still divided. A lot of people are very much, disgusted over what Disney did to both episodes 8 and 9 and how that had a massive impact on the Star Wars community as a whole. And here we are, we are in the very end of 2020, approaching 2021, which, by the way, is going to be a very good year. That's when The Mandalorian Season 2 is going to become more of a thing of the past, where we are going to be focusing on The Bad Batch, the Kenobi TV series, The Mandalorian Season 3, the Ahsoka Tano TV show, the new Star Wars movies, and more. So that's the year where a lot of things are going to start to brew. Now, with that being said, of course, what's really exciting all has to do with creator George Lucas, and not just that, everything happening with the Disney CEO, Bob Chapek. In case you guys have been out of the loop, Bob Iger is the previous Disney CEO, pretty much showing Chapek the ropes to becoming the proper CEO that he needs to be in order to really bring Star Wars to the way that it used to be before 2012. Now, moving on beyond all of this, alright, this is where things begin to get very intense for Star Wars and everything that's happening behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm. So, since both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are doing everything in their power in order to create a better future for the Star Wars franchise and to reunite the Star Wars fandom, it's explained that they are working closely with creators like George Lucas and others in order to make Star Wars as best as it can be for the audience to witness. However, it's noted that as of right now, many changes are happening behind the scenes over at Lucasfilm in order to regulate the Star Wars franchise. Now, it's noted that Disney has a major plan to get rid of Kathleen Kennedy entirely in the next couple of months leading into 2021 in order to keep Kennedy's agendas away from the existing Star Wars projects on Disney+. Even though that her creative power is stripped away, she's still in control of the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series for the time being. Now, however, it's said, and this is where it begins to get very exciting, is that George Lucas is aimed to take the role as the new president of Lucasfilm sometime in 2021, temporarily speaking, before Bob Chapek makes a major decision on who will become the primary new president of Lucasfilm that will replace Kathleen Kennedy. Now, Disney is projecting George Lucas to take over the role as president for roughly 6 months to maybe even a year. Now, that really is massive because that would pretty much put us in a position where the primary new permanent, Lucasfilm president would be sometime in the very end of 21 leading into 2022. So I don't know about you guys, but I think that even though George Lucas would be in the seat temporarily speaking, this is a great opportunity to see exactly how Star Wars can be handled by the creator himself once more. Now, Bob Chapek, this is a guy that's very passionate about Star Wars. He actually loves the Star Wars fandom, and that's exactly who he wants to address. He wants to bring Star Wars back to the passionate creators. He wants to have it fall more into the hands of the Star Wars fans and what they want to see on the big screen or at home on a streaming service like Disney+. So I think that out of all of this, you're really going to see a lot of change happening throughout the year of 2021. And we talked about this lightly a couple of months ago that Disney was planning this. However, a lot of delays were put in place because of the global pandemic. We're going to get into that in just a second. So, alright, it's described that this is going to be a very big process by Bob Chapek in order to do things correctly for the Star Wars fandom, and that Lucas is very satisfied with the opportunity to fill Kathleen Kennedy's seat sometime during the year of 2021, where he is said to take control of the roadmap of Star Wars and also will be in control of the casting phase of specific projects that there were once in control of by Kathleen Kennedy. Now, it's said that this process for George Lucas was delayed at one point in time due to the global pandemic and other factors that came into play, and that this will be shifted to sometime in the middle of 2021 when this happens for Lucasfilm. So, I think what's so interesting about this is that initially this was supposed to be a thing in like January or maybe even February of 2021. Obviously, a lot of changes happened because of this global pandemic, and all these different aspects of the Star Wars roadmap was also shifted. You know, the Star Wars movie is like prime example, you know, got shifted by a year. Now, when we look at everything with George, obviously this is a guy that really wants to bring things back to the way things, you know, were pre-2012. I think that George obviously realizes that, you know, Star Wars fans are very much still frustrated with the way things went down with the sequel trilogy. I mean, there's no denying it, that a lot of Star Wars fans just want to see passionate creators come on board, and that's exactly what they are doing right now. It's one of the main reasons as to why Chapek has Lucas, Favreau, Filoni, all working together behind the scenes at Lucasfilm, trying to figure out exactly what they can do to really satisfy the Star Wars fans, to really bring things back to the basics, you know, back to bare bones when it comes to Star Wars. Really kind of tackle Kathleen Kennedy's agendas and how that kind of made a big mess within the Star Wars roadmap. So, past all of this is where things begin to really pick up, is that Disney wants to let fans know, alright, that they need to expect great changes for Star Wars in the coming years, and that Lucas is going to have a big role in doing that for the Star Wars fandom. Lucas will also take control of the structure of how Star Wars Celebration in 2022 will be utilized, and that this work will begin sometime in 2021 as well. Lucas is going to be in charge temporarily for the marketing of the Kenobi Star Wars TV series as well, at one point in time during his role as president of Lucasfilm, on a temporary basis in order to get things done correctly for the Star Wars fans around the world. So this is also another major deal. The fact that he's going to also be in charge of the marketing of the Kenobi TV series and how that's all going to roll out, I think it's going to be very interesting. I would definitely say that Kathleen Kennedy did a very poor job on handling the marketing of Episode 9. Make no mistake, we were supposed to get a trailer, or at the very minimum a teaser trailer, during holiday of 2018 for Episode 9, and we did not get that. And that was all because of the reshoots by Kathleen Kennedy, and well, at the very minimum, they could have put out something, you know, even a title reveal. They could have done anything, really. Instead, they wanted to save everything up until April of 2019, less than a year before the movie even arrived. That was very much close to half a year before it would actually drop in theaters. So, this entire process is said to be done by both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek, who are currently doing everything in their power to keep Star Wars great for the Star Wars fans and to make it better than it ever has been before. At no surprise, Kathleen Kennedy is described to be against this idea and is very angry over the fact that Bob Chapek is going through with this plan to become the new president of Lucasfilm sometime in 2021. So, what's really interesting about all of this, alright, how Bob Chapek is going through with this plan to make George Lucas the new president of Lucasfilm in 2021. This is Bob Chapek's plan at the end of the day. This is exactly what he wants to do. Now, though these plans were delayed because of the pandemic, they are still on a roll for making this happen in 2021 for Star Wars fans to become united over the fact that their creator is back in control and taking things well with the Star Wars franchise, where Lucas, surprisingly, has also been in the talks with other big-time Hollywood directors and writers to step into the Star Wars world to take control. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I think that, you know, this also dates back to what we discussed over the summer, of how George Lucas has been in the talks with James Cameron and others out there, like, others associated with big-time franchises that are going to become a part of Star Wars. Very smart move. I think that they really are going to be doing incredible things for the Star Wars fandom. A lot of changes are coming our way. I think that you're really going to see this set in by the time 2022 rolls around, and well, I think that we're really in for quite a ride. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.